Toronto's own songbird, Michalitsa, is back with a new cover that you won't want to miss. From recording it in Greece to her journey in music so far, she joins us to chat all about it. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited for this interview.
Thank you for having me. It means a lot. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you, of course. So your latest cover is the song Χίλιες Σιωπές, and it was released by Orange Records. Tell us about the song and what inspired you to take it on as your new release.
Well, Χίλιες Σιωπές is one of my favorite edechna songs. So edechna is a type of genre in Greek music. So I'm recently part of a edechno band, and I've been exposed to new songs. So I've been singing it quite some time now, and I actually love it. So, and it if you also listen to the lyrics, it's, very, it relates to me. I mean, every song relates, every song that we hear relates somehow to us, right?
Right.
So, I developed this love for this song. And when I was in Greece this year, I'm like, you know what? After my wedding, after that stressful period, I'm like, you know what, let me go and, record something. And I collaborate with my friend George that has Orange Studio. So, he made, because we didn't do the same song, like exactly how it was. He created his own piece, right? So it's a cover. I mean, it's not mine, it's a cover, but he added new instruments. He made it a little bit different. So that's how we made that song in Greece. And, I'm so happy because I've been getting lots of positive feedback on it. So it's really nice. And I really want to do some more songs in the future as well. Edechna or any other songs, which we will, because we're in a collaboration with Orange Studio. Nice. So I'm looking forward to, introduce some new material to everyone.
That sounds incredible. So then how do you approach someone else's work to make it your own?
I like doing things differently. And I mean, everyone does, right?
Yeah.
Because then you show, your passion and your love for that piece, right? And again, if you hear the real, from Eleni Tselikopoulou, which she's one of my favorite singers, our style is different too, because, the way she sings it is differently. She has a beautiful and unique way of singing all her songs. And me, I also have a little bit of a laiko twist in it, right? So which makes it different, because that's not how hers is. Hers is specifically edechno. So I would say that's a little bit, the difference that we have. But again, I feel the way she sings it, I believe I sing it the same way, because, again, we relate to our past or our feelings or emotions at that time.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful song. And I want to ask as well, what was it like for you, especially as an artist from the diaspora, to be able to record in Greece?
Honestly, it's fantastic. When I go in the summer times, because that's when I go, I'm born here and raised here, but every summer, and when I was younger, I used to go regularly to Greece, like 3-4 times a year. But now I've been just going in the summer times. And when I'm there, I love going and recording. Back in 2013, from 2013 all the way to 2014 and 2015, I would always record 1 to 2 singles down in Greece, my own songs. So I had Tora Catalaveno was my first one. Again, with back then, Orange Studios didn't exist, but the same person, George, had produced that song with 2 other ladies who wrote the songs and who made the music. And then after that year, the 2013, when I came out with Tora Catalaveno, I would come to Greece and record another song, right? And it's just nice. It's nice to bring material from Greece, because since I focus on Greek music, it's really important to bring our material from Greece and, and sing it here to all my supporters, and everyone who loves what I do. So it's fantastic. And I can't wait. We have lots of more, we have more little projects coming up, and I'm excited for everyone to see them, and you'll see. I hope everyone likes it.
So Michalitsa, you are a teacher by day and a singer by night. Tell us about your two passions and these two career paths.
Well, I have to say, I'm very blessed that I get to do two things that I love. I love teaching kids, and I love singing. So, music is, first of all, is my passion. So I use that with my daily work, right? I use music therapy to teach my students, whether it's math, whether it's language, or science, it helps them learn. So I don't know if you know it, that I'm a teacher for special needs, right? I teach primary autism. So music therapy is very important because, some students are not able to, to read or to learn, if I speak. So if we're learning a song, right, they're learning their material through that song, and then it sticks to them, right? And then that's how they learn. For example, if we're learning about numbers or about the days of the week, singing a song sticks to them and they enjoy it as well. So that's how they learn. So I'm doing two things that I really love. And, I've been also helping choirs at our school or whatever school I would teach. And it's wonderful. I love what I do. And, I wouldn't change it.
That's wonderful. So what's your earliest memory of really feeling a connection to music?
My earliest memory, I developed a passion for music from very young. And, that comes from my father. My father was a clarinet player, and he was into the demotika. That's a type of genre of Greek music. And that's how I grew up with, him singing, him playing clarino, and me either singing or playing the tambourine. So those were my childhood memories. And that's how I developed this passion about music. And, then I started visualizing and saying, I want to be a singer when I grow up. I want to be like this singer. And when I was younger, I was introduced to many singers, such as Glikeria, who's my idol. Like, I love her. And I also have had a chance to open her concert here in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Which I'll talk about that too, a little bit later.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I would, it was my father. And then after, I would go when I was in Greece, we would go to the Panegyria, right? So Dimotika Travudia for me, they're very big. I love it. I love it. And I've been trying so hard to, learn them. And now that I'm older, practice so I can, sing as well, Dimotika. But then after, I was in school, I would take courses in music. I took it through elementary all the way to high school. I was part of choirs. I was part of musicals. I had a band when I first started singing here in Toronto. It was called Anadromi. So, we had just started a band here. And then after, I was in the Greek theater group in Nefeli, which there were a lot of, there were some shows that had music in it, right? And I was part of that. So I've had a lot of exposure in music here in Toronto. And, I've been singing for 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
15 years. Yeah. So, and now, I'm happy to say that now I have a strong team behind me. We perform, we have lots of performances, we travel, we don't just sing here in Toronto, we also travel outside of Toronto. And we do lots of events here. I have Greek nights. I also do weddings, baptisms, festivals. So I'm very blessed, and I'm, very thankful to everyone who supports me. But I've also, two of my, I had one challenge, right? One challenge that I had, what was it? In 2017, I was actually honored to be part of this musical by 10 Tone Production. The name was Tonomamu Neva. And for me, that was a challenge because it didn't only have music and singing, it was also acting, right? So that, that went beyond my comfort zone.
Yeah,
So, that was a little challenge that I had to come across. But you know what? With lots of patience and practice, support, right? It's very important to have support, right? I did it. And it was something that if you were to ask me before, I would be like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't sing and act. I'm just a singer. I can sing, but that was a challenge that I overcame, right? And everything went well. And I was so honored to be part of that. So, and I hope I do some more musicals in the future. And then I also, something else that's great is the experience I've had with actual singers from Greece, right? They've come here, they've performed, and I've had, had the honor to, to open their concerts or even have, a program in there, right? So I've sang with Glikeria, I've sang with Petrelli, I sang with Margariti, and many, many more well-known singers in Greece. So I'm very thankful that I've had this experience and this opportunity.
And it goes to show too, just what you can do when you just go for something, right? And when you push yourself, and like you said, to be able to have that support, so many different opportunities open up, I think, as well, when you just believe in yourself too.
That's the key. You need to believe in yourself, right? And again, I've had, my vocal lessons, I've had, my experiences, right? But again, we're not perfect, but when we love something, you can see it through the passion that you have. Like me, I'm always involving myself into different activities, into different music activities, right? Like when I see that there's, concerts happening, or, or when I see there's, in general, I like to, anything that has to do with music, I like to involve myself, whether it's for charities. I also go and sing for charities. If someone asks me, I'm there, right? Or whether it's a concert or even a Greek night. Like I would never, when I was younger, I was like, oh, I would love to sing on a stage and, fill the place up, right?
Right.
And, when I was younger and I started singing, right? I was just so blessed and so happy to see how many people would come and the stores would, fill up, like the Greek nights that would have on the Danforth, or, any other shows that would have, and that had to be mainly about me, right? They would fill up and they would come and watch our show. They would come and hear the music. And a big part has to do also because of my program, right? It's not, me or my voice is something, but it's also my program. What I do is when I'm in Greece, it's also school for me, right? When I go to, to the Bouzoukia, or I go to the Panegyria, to the Rebetadica, I go to different, to different places that have music and different styles of music and genres. And I learn, I make my notes. I'm like, you know what? I need to bring this to Toronto. We need to do a musiki skini. We need to do this. And all these ideas that I bring here, people miss that from Greece. Because when they go in the summertime, they go to all these, some people go to all these places and they have a great time and they love the music. So I bring a little bit of everything here. So it plays a big role, because a lot of people, it makes me shabby when they're like, oh my gosh, I loved your songs. I loved all the songs that you chose to sing for this night. It makes my day, because I'm like, you know what, I'm doing something right.
And thank you for bringing parts of Greece to Canada. We absolutely love it.
I'm going to do that. And I will be doing that.
Yeah.
Because I love it too. I love bringing different things because some people don't have they're not able to go to Greece, right?
Right.
They're not able. So I don't want to take that, I want to be able to bring Greece here for them, right? And for everyone. Because I know we all miss Greece.
Yeah, of course. And you shared something the other day on Instagram, and it was something along the lines of music not being about perfection, and it's about feeling something. So how do you feel when you're on stage?
See, that quote personally, that quote for me, it stood out because we're not perfect, right?
Right.
Like the music industry now, you know how competitive it can be. Yeah. Everyone's not perfect. We are unique, and different in our own way. But it's what we, when I sing a song, it's the feeling and the emotions that I want people to, I want people feeling that, right? So that's why I also posted that, and I love this quote because I'm not perfect. I can have my bad days. I can have some days that, something might go wrong, right? But it's what I sing and what people feel. right? And if they tell me, oh, Michelle, wow, I got goosebumps, or, you saying that, it brought me back memories, or, I love that. I love that when people relate themselves, right?
Yeah, that's what music is all about. Absolutely.
It is. You express yourself, some people, and every song, right, has to do with something. Like, when I listen, like the cover, right? That cover, the words in that song are so powerful, right? And it brings different memories of different experiences that I've gone through, or in general, the songs that we hear. It's about love. It's about breakup. It's about being happy. Something else going on in someone's life, right? So, yeah, I love that quote, and I try to find quotes like that are meaningful to me, and I love sharing it with everyone because people can relate to that.
Great. And that is the power of music. And that's why we are so happy that you're here sharing music with us. So thank you again so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. And in general, I just want to say thank you to Happy Greek Radio, because you guys are big supporters. So thank you very much. And I'm so happy to be on your show.
Our pleasure.
It was our pleasure. And to keep up with Michalitsa, head over to her Instagram. That's at Michalitsa Live.